Workshop tools. Woodworking.
Wow, Mzee, this is an awesome table. Did you do this by yourself?
Nope. My tools helped me.
Mama way.
I like to stress the importance of workshop tools. A farmer needs to make structures and use them for repair and maintenance. The types of tools depend on the type of farm, the size of the farm, and the skill level of worker. First, let us look at my woodworking tools.
Can you discuss the cutting ones first?
Sure. Look at my collection of different saws. What makes them different is their uses. For example, the rib saws are for cutting along the grain of wood, while the crosscut is for against the grain. Back saws, on the other hand, are for joints and finer cutting. The keyhole saw is used to make keyholes. Simple enough.
This seems very detail-oriented on what each saw does.
This is true, Sam. It is important you study over the parts of the saw closely and what situation calls for which saw.
Is maintenance important for all of them?
Good question, and yes. The blade needs to be strengthened when bent, and the saw needs to be hanged properly to prevent damage. Oiling the saw helps prevent rust, and cleaning plus sharpening should be done regularly.
Any other cutting tools for woodworking?
The chisel is an important tool for cutting grooves, chopping rough wood surfaces, and in joinery work. Look at my poster for the specific parts.
The poster seems to say the maintenance is similar to the saw. Replace broken handles, sharpen the chisel, and to store them properly.
Yes, good observation. After cutting the wood, it is important to make sure it is smooth. No one wants to eat on a table that gives them splinters. Smoothing tools include planes, scrapers, routers, and sandpaper.
What's a plane? I only use them to fly to Mombasa.
Haha, funny boy. The planes are used along the grain of the wood for smooth and attractive surfaces. There are many types and parts of a plane, and you should review what each other does before we move on.
Okay, this picture shows parts. What about the types?
Here is another chart of plane blades.
I see. What about types?
Oh, okay. So, different types are used for specific purposes. We have block, smoothing, jack, robot, among other types of planes.
Let me guess the best way to care for them. Replace the handles or knobs, sharpen the plane iron when blunt, and put it away properly.
You seem to be getting the rhythm of this. The plane is properly stored when it's on its side. Now the router is the same concept but used against the grain.
Simple enough. And a scraper?
A scraper basically is the same thing as a plane but much more fine smoothing. It is used in the final stages to ensure a great looking surface. Look at all the different types I own.
I never realized so many different types existed.
Look at this chart.
Thanks, but what are those straight sticks over there?
Patience, boy. I was getting to that. Those are my measuring and marking tools. Remember how I always say measure twice and cut once?
Yes, what does that mean?
It means that you need to make sure you have the right measurement before you can cut, or else it could really mess things up. To ensure this, you need to measure and then mark properly.
Mark is my friend.
Marking tools are my only friends. The gauges help us ensure that where we are cutting is the right spot. The scriber helps us put a physical mark in the wood.
This is getting kind of boring.
Boring tools. That is what I forgot.
You mean all of them?
Boring tools are used to drill holes into wood to be able to insert screws in joinery work, like putting legs on a table.
Mm-hmm.
The auger bit is the actual part going into the wood to make the hole. Look at this poster for the list of the bits.
Do you use your hand to make the holes?
That is where the hand drill comes in. It attaches to the different bits to make life easier. Now, if you need to make larger holes, you will want to use the bit brace, which is similar to the hand drill, but with its own parts and ways to use it.
I'm just wondering, who holds the wood for you while you drill?
Well, because you are no use, I luckily have my holding tools, which are different types of clamps depending on the need. Sash and G-clamps are commonly used in woodworking, while the quick action vise is for metal. The clamps can help when sharpening tools as well.
You keep mentioning to properly take care of tools. We need to sharpen them. But with what?
Good question, boy. You will need to use oil stones and a file. The file is also useful for smoothing down wood that may have nails in it.
Nails?
Yes.
Hey, why haven't you mentioned the hammer yet? This is one of the few tools I actually know.
The hammer is one of the most basic tools. It can be used for raking and breaking things down, such as stones and structures.
But nails build up structures, I thought.
Very true, Sam. A hammer is good for both things. Just depends which specific one it is. Hammers and nails help build things, and so do screwdrivers and screws.
Hey, listen. That didn't sound like wood.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.